Ready? Break. Miss my rice. Little spice to this rice. Or burritos. Mexican rice. I don't want to burn my mouth. Hola, busy familia. Today I am here to bring you a recipe that I have wanted for a while, mostly because I miss my rice. I made a cauliflower fried rice, which was fantastic. A meal in itself, honestly, that one was great by itself. This is going to be Mexican rice, so orange rice that you get when you go to a Mexican restaurant. And that's the rice that I'm gonna make today, but with cauliflower. So I'm really excited to bring this recipe to you guys. So let's get started. I'm gonna add a little olive oil here to our pan. What we're gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I'm gonna do 2.5 tablespoons just because I'm adding a little extra rice than I normally would. And I'm gonna go ahead and let this start cooking out a little bit. I don't want it to be too concentrated. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this cook out a little bit on low heat. And while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and take a 1/4 cup of tomatoes, about a 1/4 cup of onion. I'm gonna add 2 garlic cloves to it, and I'm gonna blend this up. Typically I would put 2 whole tomatoes if I'm making this traditional way, but we're gonna make it this way. Okay, so now that I've blended up my tomatoes, I'm gonna go ahead and check this. It looks like it got a little bit of color. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the pan and put it in a little container. I have a little bit of diced onion in this container. I'm gonna add that to my rice, but you're gonna add your rice veggies. So I have frozen cauliflower that I'm gonna use, but you can do a fresh cauliflower. I prefer fresh cauliflower, but I didn't have any and I had these, so I'm gonna go ahead and use these. I'm gonna put it in the pan, let it defrost a little. So the reason why I don't like frozen cauliflower as much as fresh is that it's already very wet and I want it to be drier, and the thing is when it's frozen, more moisture from being frozen, and so it takes longer to dry out a little, because that's what gives it, I think, a better texture is when it's a little bit drier. So I'm gonna just break it up a little and just start sauteing it. All right, so I let the rice sit for about 10 minutes just to get a little bit just to lose all of its moisture. I want it dry as I can get it. I added 1 medium zucchini to this, and so I diced it up. You can see I put it in here. I want that to dry out a little bit as well, but while it does that, I'm gonna make a little well in the middle, similar to when I made the fried rice, and I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon of butter. Now this isn't typical in a Mexican rice, but I like the butter because I feel like this rice needs a little fat to give it a little more flavor. And that's how I cook my onion. So I'm gonna let that 1 tablespoon of Kerrygold delicious butter get in there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my onion, which I did about 2 tablespoons of onion, diced onion. So I'm gonna put it in the middle of the pan, let that get a little color, throw a little salt on it and all over the rice. Just a little bit, because remember, we're still gonna season with more things in a little while. So I'm just gonna let this go right here for about 3 minutes till it becomes a little translucent. While that is happening, I'm going to add jalapeno to this, only because I want a little spice. I like a little spice with mine. You don't have to add this. Again, this is your rice, make it how you want it, but I'm adding the jalapeno because I want a little spice to this rice. Ooh, that rhymed. So I add it now while the onions are also sweating. Gives it a second to kind of just also mellow out a little, get a little softer. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my tomato paste and I'm gonna mix these all together in the middle. While that is mixing, now we're gonna start to pull everything into the middle and blend it all together. I'm gonna keep blending until it's all combined. And then to this, I'm gonna add half of a bouillon cube. So I have the powder, bouillon powder, which I like. But this is gonna give it a little bit more flavor and a little salt, since I'm gonna be adding this liquid over here. I'm gonna go ahead and add this. It smells so good already. Just the onions and the tomatoes, I think, smell so good. All right, now that I got that all mixed up, I put a little water in the container. I'm gonna add a little water to this, just to have the flavors blend a little bit more. Just a tiny bit of water though. That was probably like 1 tablespoon. But the nice thing is this makes a great filling for burritos or burritos or tacos or whatever you want to eat it with. And we're just gonna let this sit for like 3 minutes or so, just to grab all those flavors together. And then we're gonna taste for salt, and then we're done. All right, so it has cooked for a few minutes. Now I'm gonna taste it for salt. Could use a little. Put a little salt in here, mix it up, and you have yourself some cauliflower Mexican rice. I'm gonna go ahead and plate it up. It's hot because it just came out. I don't want to burn my mouth. One of those dances. Do a little dance. It's very good. Has that great flavor that you get with Mexican rice. The nice thing is way less carb. Super filling on its own. You could have browned up some chicken and put the chicken here with it as well, and then made it a whole meal like a Mexican fried rice. But it's gonna be really good with my meal prep this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think. Do you like Mexican rice? Next up is Puerto Rican rice. And the key to a really good cauliflower rice is to dry it out. Takes a little longer, I know. Believe me, you don't want a wet rice. It's just not gonna turn out good. I hope you give this a shot. Try it out, let me know what you think. Let me know what rice you want me to try next, or what's your favorite Mexican recipe that you want me to recreate. I'll try to make it happen. We could make a keto version. We'll try. I love making Mexican keto recipes. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. And as always, peace, love, and keto, and I love all of you. See you next time. Bye. Let me eat all this rice. So good.